Hello, everyone. Hello, this is Paulie, von Edward Benjamin, and we are here for a meditation on shame. The meditation will begin about 5 minutes in, so we're glad to have you here if you're joining even after the fact, and hope this helps with what we're going to be doing is we will be slowly talking through healing shame, getting in touch with something that you have associated with that. It could be a picture, or it could be a sound, or it could be a person, or it could be an event, a time, doesn't matter, whatever that means to you, and we'll be bringing it down into this space, showing it love and healing. So we'll just give a few people time to get here. Hi, Allie. Like I said, we'll be starting at 5 after the hour. And what we like to do during these meditations is to be present and non-judgmental on whatever it is that you associate with what it is that we meditate on here today. Get yourself in a good, quiet spot, as quiet as it can be, and comfortable is the most important thing. These are candles are kind of close.
Your volume is good.
If you're just joining us or just tuning into this after the fact, this is a guided meditation on healing shame. It's going to be not a lot of talking, and just this low vibration we have in the background as just kind of the sound that we have coming from our speakers to help get you in a peaceful state. So just make sure that you're in a place where you're comfortable, and you don't have to think of anything right now that you might relate to shame, but you'll know it when it comes to you, and then we're going to work on healing that and showing it love. And we'll begin in about 2.5 minutes, a little less than that. And we hope this finds you well. It's a beautiful sunny day here where we are at, and so we hope to help bring some more light into your life. Although really you can probably work on learning how to shine more light yourself, we hope, with meditations like this. We also hope that if you're someone who struggles with finding peace in meditation or time to do it or anything like that, that maybe these practices can help you in your personal life, so that maybe you can find peace at a moment's notice instead of having to, well, like what we used to do when we would meditate is we would have to seclude ourselves quite a bit. We'd just like you to know that meditation can be something that can be done anytime, anywhere. Simply connecting the mind, body, and spirit, or your life energy. If you're just joining, this is a guided meditation on healing shame. We're going to begin in just under a minute. And thank you for being here. Knowing that doing something like this is raising your own consciousness, it's raising your own healing, and it's raising your ability to connect with others, and most importantly, your own healing allows you to reach out at appropriate times. We're hoping meditations like this help with boundaries or anything else that you might be struggling with in your life, especially today's on healing shame. So again, thank you for being here. Okay, we're going to get started on the meditation. So the first thing that I'd like to do is let's get ourselves in a peaceful spot. Most importantly, comfort. Comfortable will be able to bring us in peace. So get to where you are sitting, whether you're sitting in a chair, on the ground, or if you're standing somewhere, wherever you are most comfortable. If you're laying down, focus on where the comfort settles in, where you're touching the chair or the ground. And then we're going to start with a light at the top of the head. This is a very soft light, moving down your head to relax your brow, relax your eyes, relax your ears, cheekbones, your nose, your lips. Let your jaw relax. A lot of us hold pressure in our jaw or stress. Let that go. If you need to stretch a little, that's fine. And the light moves down your throat, relaxing and settling on your shoulders. And then you may need to shrug your shoulders a little. Let that tension just ease down and flow out all the way down your upper arms, elbows, forearms, hands, and fingers, all the way to the tips of your fingers, moving down your chest, moving down your belly and your abdomen, all the way down your spine. Feel it slowly moving and relaxing your back, all the way down to your lower back. We can hold so much in our lower back or our lower stomach. Let's just let it go, let it flow down your thighs, down to your knees, down to your calves, down to your heels, your feet, and your toes, all the way to the tips of your toes. And take a deep breath in through the nose if you can, and out. Take another breath in and out. And just very slowly, as you get in the rhythm of breathing as is most comfortable to you, we're going to find something in your life, something in your experience that you associate with shame. And we're not going to judge it, because this was something that someone else may have told you was shameful or you needed to be ashamed of. It may be something you tell yourself. But for this session now, for the next 50 minutes, we're not going to be concerned with whether this is good or bad or judging it. Let the thought come to you. This may be a shape. It may be a color. The feeling you get may make you want to push it away. You can let it go. And if it comes back, This is what we're centering on, so let it come back. And if it needs to leave, let it leave as it does on its own, but try to keep it in mind as other thoughts move through you. You don't have to overly focus on it. This isn't something we have to be intense about. There's no rules attached to this. We're just finding something that we associate with shame that might make us feel what we think is shame. It may bring other images to our mind that we associate with this. But because we're not judging it today, we're just going to let these images come and go in our minds. Something may come in and it may cause us to feel happiness and joy. It may cause us grief or sadness or regret. None of that should be focused on. Just feel it and let it flow. What other things do we associate with the shame? They also come into our minds and pass out again. It's all cyclical, how we experience emotion, how we think of a word or a song, a turn of phrase, a look from someone, our body reacting a certain way to some invisible force. It could just be our body needing to shake something out. There may be other sounds in the room with you. There may be other things that you can see if you have your eyes open or you open your eyes. It's not important whether you have your eyes open or not, or whether you're listening to the other things, just that they're there. Let's be present. With the images that come to our mind. Be present with the reaction our body has to our environment. And be present in the moment. The image shame brings to your mind, or that emotion, the sound. And what we're going to do with this thing that we associate with a archetypal shame. This isn't a definition, this isn't something that is set in stone, this is something that flows. And we need to accept it. Our shame may be something that we were told was attached to something to regret or get rid of. We're not here to get rid of things, just address them, recognize them, and accept yourself and your feelings that are with them. Healing the shame you feel does not require this thing right now to change. Accepting your reaction to this person, this event, the book you read, the show you watched, the thought you had that made you feel shame, not judging it. The shame is not something that needs to be attached to us. It is just a part of our life, like anything that we experience in our lives. It just exists, and we can love this thing more, to love ourselves, because it is just a part of our life. And we let it flow, and we accept the fact it's a part of our life. We're not pushing it away, we're just letting it flow. Imagine the light again we started with. Whenever you get the thought, or the color, the sound, the emotion that you associate with the shame, accept it, let it flow out and back in with the other things you experience with this shame. Love and acceptance. We love and accept the things that are a part of our life, that we are not changing right now. And we start with this concept and this light, and we're bringing it down from our mind, from our logical part, where we want to analyze this. This is not a time to do that, because we don't need to judge it. We don't need to categorize it. We just know that it is associated with shame for us, for each one of us in our own ways. Knowing it doesn't matter what someone else thinks of it, because right now we are not going to concern ourselves with thinking over much about it. Bring it down to your heart and show it love. We're going to transmute this shame in the heart. Again, you don't have to hold the image or the sound or the person there, or the event, the words. Let them flow. Let them go. They will come back if they need to. If you get another image of shame, that's fine. You can love that too. There are no rules here. The love that you find in your heart space, whatever that means to you, to take this concept of shame and love it. That is what the transmutation, or that transmutation will happen with the love. Not to make the shame good or better, because right now in this moment, the shame is not a bad thing to get rid of. It is just a part of our lives. Knowing that we are addressing it and we are loving it together, each one of us in our own ways. You have the idea of shame in your mind, and then it flows out and back in. And when it's there, we love it. And what we learn from it, we love. And this transmutes the shame to acceptance. transmuting the shame to acceptance. Shame can sometimes make one feel angry, resentful, but we're not judging it now. We're not forcing it out. It's in our heart space and we're loving it so we can transmute it with acceptance. As you feel the transmutation start to take place, and don't be concerned if this is new for you. Don't be concerned if something like transmutation may be foreign to you or scary. This is just a place of non-judgment for the shame. The transmutation will just happen through love. It doesn't mean we have to accept this thing of shame, because without it there's no transmutation. It's just because we know the transmutation will happen with the love. Taking our shame idea and accepting it is all we have to do. Shame is merely an echo from the past. In this moment here, this echo is something we can just love and nurture a little bit in order for it to change within us. We may see a new perspective on it. The transmutation can bring, and just the love can bring something that allows you to have a different lens on the shame. The light you have for it allows you to take it and look at it very objectively. In other words, like, it is not you. The shame is not you. You may hold it in your hand, or it may float in front of you. You may see it around you or under you. However you picture it and feel it, loving it and accepting it allows for the non-judgment to turn it into something acceptable. Where we can give patience to our own feelings with this. Sometimes in our daily lives, shame can be very subversive. It can be sarcastic sometimes. But we're not judging it here. We just know it is here. And then if it's gone, and then if it comes back, accept your reaction to it. As powerful as that might be, or as neutral as it might be, accept it. The alchemizing, the changing of the shame to acceptance. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's take a minute just to breathe. If you breathe in the nose and out your mouth if you can, or vice versa, This creates a cycle of breathing in your body, bringing in what is needed, releasing what is no longer needed. Bringing in what is needed and releasing what is no longer serving. We're just going to take a minute. Heart space, breathing, loving. Loving ourselves. Now, with the feeling of shame and acceptance, if you feel forgiveness is needed, that is fine. Forgive yourself, not for the shame, but what was it directed at? It's not even something you really need, like a required, to forgive yourself for. The shame is what we are healing. What you did or said, created, whatever is associated with your shame, that is not shameful. Not in this moment, not at this time. It's not shameful because it just is a part of your life. Whether you or someone else attached shame to it, that's fine. But that was an additional, that was an add-on. Your action, your words, your beliefs are not the shame. They're you also. Love that. Accept yourself. We can all accept ourselves and the things in our life by recognizing the shame and transmuting that. We're not running away from the shame. We are not purging the shame. Not now, not at this time. That's fine to do it another time if you want. But right now we are just going to change it slowly. You may imagine the word shame itself. Are the corners changing? The color? The event that you associate with this, the experience that you had, the person from your life in the past or whatever, that was attaching, or excuse me, was attached to. That person was not shameful. That event was not shameful. And yet the shame is real to us, so we will recognize it and accept it. This dissolves it, the shame, it dissolves it, so the event is much more pure. And we can look at it again and say, it is what it is for us. And we accept that. In this space, at this time, no past or future is relevant right now for feeling anxious or overloaded or to resist that thing that is attached to the shame. We have time in our lives to do that, but right here, we are just holding it, letting it evolve. Let the shame evolve. Let your memory of that event, let your view of that color or that word change, transmute inside yourself. Take another deep breath and let it out. If you're just joining, this is a guided meditation on healing shame, and thank you for being here. We're taking the idea that we have close to our heart now, and let's slowly expand that. We may feel that shame is something that has caused us to either contract or to lash out. Those are things from the past. And what we're doing here is knowing that the shame as the event and the thing that we associate with it expands in our heart. It can outgrow the shame. Know that it can. That we are all here together doing this together in our own ways. Expanding from our heart out. At that place where you are expanding, you may call that your spirit or soul. You may call that God. You may call that your life energy, your body's energy. Whatever words you want to attach to it right now are unimportant. We are all taking and expanding this at our center of our being. You may actually not even experience that in your physical heart space. It may be in a different part of your body. If it sits low in your stomach, you may touch that and then let it release. Let it expand, and as it expands, know that you are at the center of it. Your truth is at the center of this. For each one of us, our truth lays at the center of this expansive feeling, with transmuting this shame and this concept to something we can simply accept, because it is each one of us. We are accepting ourselves, allowing ourselves to feel the shame, not as a good or bad, just as something that exists. Feel the expansion cover your body like an aura. From head to toe and the tips of your fingers. If it pulls back or goes beyond, fine. Remember, this is not a place of judgment. This is not a place of restriction. This is not a place of limit. The concept you associate with shame is actually quite small in your life when you look at it objectively. You may have taken this thing and added other words to it. Let those fall away. You may have added other pictures to it. Let those fall away. There may have been other actors present, other people showing us why shame is appropriate. Let those all fall away for now. Here, it is just this tiny little thing, this little nugget of shame. And we're going to let it expand and break apart, not because we're destroying it, but because it must evolve here and now. As it expands and has expanded, is expanding, hold that just for a second if you can. Hold that and then let it go. If that felt good, try to hold it again and let it go. Now we're going to take the concept of shame that is evolving and is transmuting, letting our thoughts flow out from our bodies and back in again, letting our thoughts go from our bodies, raising that shame from our heart space or wherever it was you felt it on your body. Let's raise it back upwards, in a sense, to our mind. Now, don't hold it there unless you want to. We're still just letting it kind of come and go as it pleases. But know that we are going to kind of metaphorically just leave it in the mind and bring strength up from the ground. Strength from the earth. You don't need to be on the actual ground. You could even be in a tall building, something like this. You could be on an airplane listening to this. But wherever you feel grounded, feel that strength come up from there. Move through your body, all the way up to where we left that shame to come and go as it pleases, without judgment, without any kind of attachment. It's very kind of ethereal right now, and the strength that comes up accepts this thing, whatever fits this archetype of shame for us. This strength embraces it and slowly just drains it back down towards the earth. It's not draining our energy. It's not draining any of our own energies that we have here in this space. It's just draining that shame down because the earth is strong enough to heal this too. So anytime you feel that shame expanding too much and not enough acceptance, that's where the strength can help it kind of drain down and dissolve. Not be destroyed. We're not destroying it because we love this. We don't love it as we're going to cuddle with it. We love it as we are going to accept it because it is a part of each one of us. Whatever appears to you is yours and yours alone at this time. Accept it. Just take a deep breath and out. Now you may feel that this draining that we were just doing did sap some of your energy, and if that's the case, you can bring it back because the earth will give you as much as you need. If you have a concept of a God that is close to you, know that love can give you what you need. If you have a concept of people who love you, they can give you strength. For now, we just need to know the strength is there, and we can accept this shame as just a part of our life that comes and goes, and we will accept it and transmute it. We recognize it and transmute it because this disempowers the shame. Not the event, not the word, the color, the song we're associating with the shame. Those things stand apart from the shame. The feeling of shame is what we are going to just turn to acceptance. Dissolve it and turn it to acceptance. Because each one of us individually can accept everything about ourselves. We can accept everything in our life as it is. And in this space, here, right now, not pass judgment on it. Just know that we each want to take this archetype of shame and we want to accept that thing. Once we accept this thing, even with the shame, once we accept it, the shame dissolves, evolves, and is no longer something that is attached to that person, that song, that color. Excuse me. The only thing important now is that we recognize what it is that does bring shame with it. And we love that. And we accept that. That will cause the transmutation. We don't have to force it. We know the transmutation will happen. Deep breath. Know this is helping. any feelings we have associated with each of our individual archetypes of shame, archetypal images, excuse us, or personal images, archetypal knowledge we've been given of what shame is, or our own personal definition. We get feelings associated with this transmutation of joy or the shame as a thing that we need to remove, and sadness. Either way, either end of the spectrum doesn't hold importance for us now. We can enjoy the transformation and then remember that we are still transmuting. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, especially if this shame may come from an event of a long time ago, especially if it is something that was powerful and changing in our life at one time, and especially if it is something that we think about often. You can take it, show it the love and acceptance it needs, and we can enjoy that now. Enjoy it as you transmute this, as you feel it. You're not even having to worry about the transmutation. Just let the feeling, the knowing happen. If this brings you joy, fine. If you get frustrated, fine. Don't judge your own reactions to this right now. We are here with our shame, healing it by loving it, healing it by accepting it. Before and after are not relevant now. We don't need to think about how we'll deal with the shame later or how we've dealt with it before right now. It is here and it is changing. If you can believe it will change from your love, if you can imagine the shame as just that small nugget that as it expands with love, it breaks apart and it changes to something else. It transmutes. It's not being deleted from our life. It's not being thrown away. That's something maybe we tried to do before. Maybe that's something we'll do later. That's not relevant now because we are just knowing it is a part of our life now. And we're going to transmute it. And we're going to show it the love that we know we can have for ourselves. Right now, personally, we are feeling very happy about this. But we're not even going to hold on personally to that happiness. I'm just going to let that go. You may feel a sense of happiness or other emotions as you work through this process, as we all work through this together. Let them go. Let them flow back in and ebb and flow. The strength comes in, and then even the strength itself drains the shame away with the strength to be renewed again. Renewed, reinvented, not because we're forcing it, not because this is something that we have rules for and we have to follow steps on. It's an ebb and flow. ebb and flow of our emotional attachment to our shame, our logical attachment to the shame, accepting anything that comes with it and saying, just now in this second, I accept you and love you, and then let it go. We're not here to dwell on our shame, and we're not here to give it attention that maybe someone says this thing needs. Because remember, the shame is not the thing to be concerned with. That is changing. That can change and transmute. The only concern we may have is just, again, what is our center? What is the thing that we associate with the shame? What is that place we were at? The sign we saw? That thing we wanted to do? Person we wanted to see? The person that we are going to know? And the place we're going to go? Past and future, for now, let it all go, because right now it is just what it is, and it is associated with our own personal definitions of shame, not someone else's definitions of it. And that will allow it to transmute. Not a book's definition of why this is shameful, or even if it should be. Don't worry about the shoulds, this be shameful or not. It is. It's appeared to you at your center, where your spirit, your energy, your God is, whatever words you want to use for that. It is you, and therefore you love that, and it will change because you are accepting it. Shame teaches us to not accept things about ourselves. And we are here to accept these things, even accept the shame, because that will dissolve the shame and that will transmute the shame. To anyone else who's been joining in a little bit later, thank you for being here for this guided meditation on healing shame. We are now going to slowly come back. So let's get in, make sure that if you've had to move, if you've been breathing, if you've changed your position, just ensure that you are still very comfortable. Comfort is key. You can be sitting, you can be laying down, you can be standing. Whatever is most comfortable for you. You can be sitting on the floor, sitting on the ground, laying in your bed, laying on the ground. And let's just reach another state of full body relaxation. Starting at the very crown of your head and moving down your brow, down your forehead and your brow, and relaxing your eyes, your ears, relaxing the muscles of your face and nose, relaxing your lips and jaw. You may need to stretch parts of your face out, let them fall and relax as the relaxation moves down your neck. Take a breath and let it move to your shoulders. Oh, you might need to shake that out. Just let it, your shoulders fall as As the relaxation moves down your arms, elbows, forearms, to your hands and fingers. Let's take a breath. As the relaxation moves down your chest, down your back, you can feel it moving down the muscles of your back and especially down your spine, down your belly. This is all just this relaxing field, almost cleansing, dissolving what we've been doing so that the acceptance of it moves down further your hips, lower torso, down your thighs, down to your knees, calves, feet, and toes. Let it all dissolve. We've had this idea of shame in us that is dissolved to acceptance. We've transmuted it to acceptance. We accept the things that are in our life right now, no matter the emotion or logic we attach to them, because they're a part of our life. Our life is worthwhile. Our life has meaning. And is important to at least our own self and the environment we are in, if not more than that. Wherever space you're in right now, whatever importance you feel to the environment that you're in, know that you are lifting the energy, the feeling, the vibe, whatever word you want to associate with that of where you're at, and that this is helping. Know that that is true. And now if your eyes aren't already open, go ahead and open your eyes. Let's take one more deep breath, and we'll be back. You may want to, if you're sitting or laying down, you may need to stretch out your legs. A lot of times with feelings of shame, you may feel something in the stomach or shoulders. Again, especially depending on how you're sitting and how comfortable you are. And that's fine. Just try to maintain that thought, whatever last thought you may have had about the shame when you accepted it. If it brought you any kind of joy, that's especially good, or any strong emotion. Continue to sit with that for yourself for just a little time is what we would recommend. Don't just hop right up. Slowly take your time. Again, give yourself that patience. Give yourself the acceptance that you're maybe coming back from a journey you didn't expect, or that you could be just processing something you hadn't dealt with in a while. And again, this is where the forgiveness might come in now, as we kind of return fully to our present, our bodies, and we start to think again about the future maybe, but don't rush it. Or if you think about the past, that's very much where forgiveness can come in, but don't rush it. We hope that this has helped. It's been very good to be here with you all. Thank you for joining us. Sending love to you all, and peace. Blessings.